So good evening, everyone. Welcome to our FL Explore Maryland, our regular meeting. It happens every 2 weeks, and today we are very, very happy to have Coach Cooper to be with us today. And Coach Cooper, she has a lot of experience with the Explore and the FL Challenge, so she's going to share with us how she trained her uh, kids and how she help kids to prepare for the festival. So, Coach Cooper, the floor is yours right now.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, so I've been a coach for, I think it's been 4 years. We did a year of Explore when some of my students were in 2nd grade. And then when they went to 3rd grade, I transitioned them to Challenge because it was the year of COVID. So it was a good year for them to transition to Challenge because my kids are, some of my kids are older. So they were 9 by December 31st that year. So that's why they transitioned in 3rd grade. And then 4th grade was our first year of competing. And now they are in 5th grade and they are competing again at the challenge level coming up in February 4th. So I wanted to just kind of show you guys as a starting point. This happens to be during one of our session times. So I just kind of want to show you what they look like once they kind of grow up a little bit. So this is I say hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. So three of these guys started out in 2nd grade, and then many of them started out in 3rd grade, and now they're in 4th, 5th, and 8th grade. So, okay, thanks guys. And this is this year's challenge. If you guys ever get a chance to show your Explore kids the challenge, it's a lot of fun, and it kind of helps introduce them to what's to come once they tables. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about preparing for, so when I was in Explore, it was called an expo. I think it's called a festival now. I kind of wanted to prepare you guys for that because I know that it's really nerve-wracking having, 1st graders and 2nd graders. A lot of them never presented in front of somebody before, so that can be kind of scary. So what we've done every year, but starting the first year was they created their project together as a team, and then they created a presentation board, kind of like a science fair presentation board. And we included, and I let the kids completely do the board themselves. It doesn't have to be like perfect or any of those things, right? Like it's kid done. So it's going to be, it's not going to have straight lines or any of that. Ours was, I wish I had it. It was all like jagged and, but they put the construction paper on there, they put their pictures on there, and it just kind of showed how fun they are. And I think we wrote the core values on the board, and they just kind of talked through the core values. So that was our presentation board. And what we did is that year we had 2 Explore teams for our school. And we met at the library because our library offers free meeting rooms. And we let them present to each other and to their parents. So these 2 teams were completely independent, had never really crossed paths. And then so a week before our festival, we had them meet up so that they could practice presentation in a more relaxed environment. So when we first got there, the first thing we did, we didn't jump into the presentations. The first thing we did was I had a bucket of minifigures, and I had each kid pick up a minifigure, because it's still Lego related. And I had each one present in front of the entire room about their minifigure. Or no, it was actually, I think we did it at tables. And we presented to each other, like 5 kids together or, 3 or 4 together. And they presented to each other describing their minifigure, because that's something that's easy. It's right there in front of them. It's Lego related. This minifigure's got a red shirt on. It's got a planet on his shirt. He's got brown hair. This minifigure smiling, like just let them talk about the minifigure with each other. And that's just kind of like getting them comfortable with speaking to people they don't know, right? Because we're mixing teams right now, and that's people they don't know. So that's just kind of like our icebreaker of this is how we can get them comfortable. And then we had them stand up at their presentation boards with their Lego models and just talk about their project. And they could talk about any part of it that they wanted to. There was no pressure. It was just, tell me about your project. And usually at that age, the first and second graders, some of them do get very excited to share, like, I built this is what we did, and you kind of tie it into the theme, like, this is why we built this, and this is what this is. And then as coaches, what we would do is we kind of ask easy questions like, oh, well, that chair is interesting in there. Why did you put that chair there? Like just things that make them, that are comfortable and easy for them to answer. And it just kind of gets them comfortable with doing the presentation before they get to the festival. And then the parents got a chance to go around. So then they stood at their boards and the parents got a chance to go around and ask them questions about their projects. And so the parents to them to most of them are strangers, right? Because if they're coming from another team, they may not have ever seen this other parent there. And so that was just kind of how we prepared them. And then this past year, we did a similar thing, but the past 2 years, actually, we've done a similar thing, but we've included our challenge teams now because, like I said, my team's grown up to challenge. So our explore teams and our challenge teams all present together. And we just do like a little thing. One year it was in my driveway, right? So that's easy. Just set up a couple tables in your driveway if it's nice weather. And each team presented to all the parents and to all the other kids. And, we asked, again, easy, simple questions about their project. And then we usually have the challenge kids present first because it just kind of like, well, actually, that's not true because last year the explore kids wanted to present first. So I guess it can kind of go either way, whatever they're most comfortable with. I would ask them, do you want the challenge kids to go first? Do you want the older kids to go first? Maybe you have two explore teams, one's older, one's younger. Just ask them what order they're most comfortable in. There's no like set way to do it. Having the explore kids see the challenge kids do their presentation is always really exciting because it's something they haven't seen before. And it's kind of showing them, introducing them to the next level. And we've definitely had shy kids on every single explore team where they just do not say anything at all. And that is absolutely okay. At this age group, there's really no big expectations. And that's the thing that's just important. And usually have like one or two kids who end up being like the most comfortable speaking. And then, and that's just kind of how it goes. I was really surprised by my kids. Our first year at the Explore Expo, it used to be called an expo. I think it's called a festival now. Our first year at the Explore Expo, other than our practice presentation, I didn't really coach them on their presentation at all. And I just kind of let them do it. And they got very excited and to share with the judges. And the word judge, that sounds really scary, but they're not scary. This at the Explore level, they are very relaxed. They ask them, again, there's simple questions that are intriguing to kind of get the kids thinking a little bit. And they're not hard at all. And the thing that to know most about the Explore judging is it's not for like judging for places, right? They're not actually like judging your project like first, second, third, like they do at the challenge level. At the Explore level, they are, the awards are things like most creative design or most creative code or most team spirit, like at our expos, we did two our first year, because back then you could do multiple expos. We did two, and they just came up with an award for every single Explore team. So it's very much more relaxed, I think, than what maybe when you hear the word judging it is. So just kind of know like the judges are there and trained to give them a relaxing environment. And I had one kid who just melted on the floor and sat under the table the whole judging. and it was okay. And you know what? We didn't make a big deal about it. We didn't say anything to them about it. We didn't make them stand up, and the judges didn't make them feel bad, you know, because some kids have anxiety, and that's some things are just too hard. And that is okay. Sometimes as coaches, if there's a kid standing at the table that maybe they're just kind of shy, maybe they have something to say, but they're shy, you might just encourage, you know, hey, Jackson, did you want to share something about our project, right? And you can do that as a coach. It doesn't have to be, definitely as a coach, we don't want to say stuff for them. Let the kids do all the talking. The more you practice, makes it more comfortable for them. When I did Explore, we followed the sessions to a T, so we really only had one practice session, and that was plenty, but they did 2 expos, like I said. At the expos, the in between, I don't know how they're going to be run this year. I guess they're festivals now, but I don't know how they're going to be ran this year, but when we did it, they had they rotated them through different activities. Like one we did at the school in Annapolis, the Navy school in Annapolis. They did like a tour of the building we were in, which was really cool because there was a lot of history. So that one group would go on the tour, and then one group was doing like a Lego challenge, and then one group was doing something else, and then another group was being judged. And that's how they kept the kids' attention. And then the next one we went to was at, I think it's the same one that's on February 25th at Baltimore. And at that one, they had different robotics teams from the older first kids, like the FTC robotics teams, present their robots and show them shooting balls and stuff into a hoop. And so that was really cool because it kind of introduced the kids, got to see cool big robots and what's possible, what could happen, what kind of things can they get involved as they get older. They also had some hand robots that they could control with a controller, and the kids got to play with those. So each one can be different. I don't really know what yours will have or any of that, but those are how they kind of kept the kids on rotations entertained, and they loved it. We also watched, in Maryland, the one on the 25th, I think, is at States for the challenge teams. And when we went, it was the same. And so you can sit in the stands and you can watch the older kids do theirs while you're waiting for judging. And that's always really cool too, because it kind of keeps the momentum going. Okay, so you're doing this now, it's just kind of an intro, and then next year, or in 2 years, you'll get to do this next step. And to be honest, our kids who got to experience that are the ones who continued on to the challenge level, and our ones who were Explore kids that got stuck in the COVID Explore times, they haven't continued. And it makes me really sad because they are really bright kids and they could do a lot of things, but because they never experienced those expos at Explore level, they didn't continue on to challenge level. So that's just something to think about too. And that's why it's, a lot of fun to do the festivals and expos. Just remember, it's not stressful. They're not being judged for how well they did. They're just, they're just supposed to have fun, share what they learned, share what they made. And it's all supposed to be fun for them. So I guess I wanted to pause there to see if anybody had any questions about preparing for that or the actual festival itself, to see if I maybe didn't cover everything that might be of a concern.
So any questions from the coaches here? Is anyone is the rookie coach in this in the Zoom right now?
Yes, I'm a rookie. I did help years ago with a challenge team, but certainly a rookie for this level.
Yeah, so the Explore level, it's a lot more relaxed at the challenge level, and maybe I'm still rookie on the challenge level because we started during COVID, so we didn't have actually in-person competitions yet. So my what I've been doing with my challenge team, and I don't know that this is necessarily what the Explore kids need to do, but we've been practicing our presentation for a month, and we meet 3 times a week, and every session we go over our presentation. And that way my challenge kids are ready because their presentations are a lot harder at the challenge level. So we practice every single session. And I'm just trying to get them to be, just like I did with the Explore kids, I'm just trying to get them to be comfortable with their material and talking in front of different judges.
I think I actually did miss something along the way because I got a copy of questions the kids will be asked by judges, or examples of questions, and those look like good, good. But I didn't know that they would give a presentation before the questions, that they would have something prepared to say. So I'll have to work with them on that.
Yeah, and it was not very formal, and I don't have the Explore book in front of me for this year. I know the challenge stuff has changed over the past couple of years too. But yeah, mine just gave like a little intro. Like this is, we did Boomtown Builders. So, this is the building we built. We built this building because we wanted to have a shelter for people in a zombie apocalypse. I mean, that's what they did. And then they were, all of them had different aspects of the building that they had worked on. So they talked through, well, I worked on, we had beds in here because people need a place to sleep. We had a kitchen in here because they needed a place to cook food. And so each of the kids kind of talked about what they created. And when we did it, we had to present the code, which was, like 5 blocks on an iPad. And I think you could probably print that too. Now that I look back on it, for some reason we felt, we had the, we didn't know how to load code on the robot at that time, so we just ran it from the iPad. Now more experienced, and I know you can run it from the robot. So yeah, it's just simple. Just tell me about your presentation, and they might just say that. If the kids don't say anything when the judges come up, they might just say, "Tell me about your presentation."
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a required presentation, but usually judge will ask, the reviewers will ask the kids, do you have a presentation? If they have, we'll let the kids go ahead to present what they have prepared. Yeah. Otherwise, if they do not have a presentation ready, we can just, ask the questions to get information from kids. Yeah. As Coach Cooper just mentioned, that we try to create a very relaxed, fun environment for kids. We don't want them to get stressed out at this age. We want them to keep the enthusiasm to have fun with Explore. Then they will go to the next level for the FL challenge. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
yeah, that surprised me when we did it was the tables are very, very small. The space you get is very small. I don't know if it's different now after we're still in a pandemic, but it was literally the width of a science board, the trifold science board. And so you got just that tiny space for your 6 kids. And so that was like a little unexpected and a challenge. And both expos were like that because there's, they don't have a lot of space. Again, I don't know if it'll be like that this time since we're in pandemic mode still, but back then it was very tiny space that we were working in.
It will be still a pretty tiny space. We are using the venues in UMBC for the February 25th. And the first one we had it in Rockville Science Center. Not many teams showed up, but it was a very nice event. And FTC team Penguin Robotics, they helped to co-host this event. As Coach Cooper mentioned, the kids, the FTC kids, they drove the robot. They brought their own robot, and the kids, drove the robot. It was very fun, yeah. So February 25th will be in UMBC. The venue should not be very big, but the good thing is that in the afternoon, they can watch the FL Challenge competition. So it's a good trip as well. And on April 29th, they will come to AOE Robotics Center. So we have 2 centers here. We have 2 FTC fields, so kids can still play the robot as well. Yeah. That's the way we try to, keep kids, inspired. They know what's the next level they can head to. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were at the UMBC one, we were kind of, because it's a big circle, the area where they have the challenge kids are inside the auditorium, that's a big circle. And Explore kids were on the outside walls, kind of lined up along the walls. And it was very close, like it gets really traffic jammy. So if you have any kids that are maybe nervous in crowds or something, like talk with their parents, make sure you have accommodations, because that can be overwhelming to some kids. But just know it is just for fun. And they do try to spread the kids out so that they're not all on top of each other, but you do get stuck in like little pockets of crowds. And my kids, and I recommend having everybody matching t-shirts and picking a color that's, you can find them easily, because you're going to be constantly counting the 6 or however many kids you have.
So do we have any other particular question to Coach Cooper? So how many teams are going to the event on February 25th? I know probably many of you, right? You are going to the April 25th.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I know Coach Hong as well. And Coach Jennifer, you are going to February 25th as well, right? Okay.
Yes.
Even you do not attend this event, I really encourage, the teams that you haven't gone or you will go in April. It's always good for you to visit the site. It's very exciting, yeah. And with a lot of things going on for FL Challenge and FL Explore, it's a good event for people to just to explore, yeah.
Our team would stay together the whole time. Like if they have a time when certain teams can go and watch the competition because they're not being judged, so they can watch the challenge competition, but everything we do will be as a team for that day.
I always encourage keeping them as a team because it just really helps with that team building. Every now and then you have like a parent take them off to get a snack or something like that. But in general, we always kind of moved and stayed as a team. And the parents were very respectful of that. We did have the parents stay because it's at those age groups, it's easier to have the parents. But like when we did the judging, the parents were off to the side. There's not enough room for the parents to watch the judging. And I just think it's really encouraging for the kids to kind of stick together as a team.
And the parents could walk around and look at other, oh yeah, that's the question. Would the kids ever have a chance to look at the other team's displays, the other team's tables?
Yeah,
yes, go ahead, Coach Cooper, yeah.
Yeah, we always did. We would walk around and look at the other teams. The other teams would walk around and look at ours. I think the big things to remind your teams constantly is not to touch them. And, but yeah, they don't stand at your display though, except during judging. So they won't be there to explain it. And that's kind of why the presentation board adds to it. If you can do a presentation board. And the presentation board also helps with your boundaries.
Okay.
So when the judging is going on, do the parents stay in the back all the way, or they shouldn't be near the table, or how does
We didn't really manage it. It just kind of happened naturally. There's really not enough space. So if you want to because we did the presentation the weekend before with the parents, they didn't feel the need to be on top of the presentation at the expo.
Okay.
So that's another benefit of doing the practice one in advance is you kind of like give the parents a peek and then they, they know what's going on.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Do you guys want to see the challenge team do their last run? They're about to do their last run, and you can kind of get an idea of what your next thing is. Are you guys doing one more run?
Yeah.
Do you want to show these coaches your last run?
Sure. We're just doing red side.
You're just doing red side? Yeah. Do you want to do a full run?
You want to do a full run?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do a full run.
All right, set up for a full run. Okay, so they're going to do, I just want to show you guys, this is a challenge board here. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, the presentation board. So they have their board set up here. You can see, like, even at this age group, it's very much like they're backwards letters still, not perfect because we have them cut everything out. We have them put everything on because it's all about what the kids are doing. So on this level, they have to do an innovation project. So this is what our team's innovation project is for this year. We include like pictures, because all the visible stuff, we included pictures of their designs and stuff. And that kind of helps them. Okay, are you guys going to do a run real quick?
All right, set up for equipment inspection.
Real quick.
Who's doing?
Is that what we said? Full run with the usual possessions? Or are we going?
We're just going to do a full run. We didn't say who was doing what role.
Okay,
the robot that you guys use for Explore is not the same as the robot for Challenge, unfortunately. So like once you guys move up, you kind of hand your stuff down to another team.
Us and then Jackson and Abraham.
Okay.
Let him be ref this time.
I'm reffing.
Okay, is equipment inspection good?
Equipment inspection.
Equipment inspection, yes.
Alrighty.
So they started with the robot inspection by themselves?
Yes, so they do the inspection to make sure all of their stuff fits in their the blue here.
3,
Hold on.
2,
All right. 3, 2, 1, let go.
Go team! Go team! Go team! You go team! Go team! I don't know what to say. Woo! Woo! Legit Lego kids! Woo! Go! You're amazing! Legit Lego kids! You're so legit! You're so legit! Yeah! You're the legit Lego kids! So legit!
Oh, and by the end of our sessions, our robot gets kind of tired, so it misses more towards the end.
You have 2 boards.
Oh, we do have 2 boards. So in January or at the end of December, they released the ability for us to buy a second mat. And we had 2 tables because last year we had 2 challenge teams. So we were able to buy a second mat to set it up just like it is at the competitions.
Touch points. Everyone in the team is awesome. Your robot is fired. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that's where you guys. You guys just.
Did you
Yeah, so that's kind of the decision.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin, dinosaur doesn't count this time.
Because it fell and you
If
didn't
you
bring it
crashed
back.
into the hydroelectric and you brought it back, so dinosaur vote doesn't count.
So that counts, Xander.
I'll take the credit. Yes. Do you have any credit? Yeah, take the credit. You guys are amazing. Yeah, I take credit.
They have 38 seconds left.
Gambling. You guys, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, it turns. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. We got it. You guys are not bad. Please stay. Why? 12 seconds left. Guys, 12 seconds.
Is that it? Okay. Thanks, guys.
That is beautiful. I gotta put it out. And then You see this? This is a lot of art. This is a lot of art.
All right, who's rule master?
Go, team.
All right. All right, so that's just
Looks like kids are very excited, right?
yes, they have a lot of fun. I mean, it's not always fun and perfect, and but like, you know, some of those kids are a lot more comfortable because they've been doing it since the Explore age.
So they all did the FL Explore before, then they move up to the challenge, right?
Yeah, 3 of them have done it before, did the Explore, 3 of them did. And then now they are, yeah, they've kind of just stuck with me over the years. And every year we get new teammates. But yeah, they have fun.
Nice. We see that they have a lot of fun together. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we hope our FL Explorer kids, they, feel this kind of energy. They are younger, so sometimes they might be shy, but the first event, we had on the, January 7th, kids were excited too. Yeah, even they're a little bit younger, a little bit timid, but they were very happy. Yeah, I think Expo is really a nice model for those young age to display. Yeah.
And like I said, our last 2 years, our Explore teams haven't had an expo to go to. And that has been, I know there was one last year, but I think we were just too late on signing up for it. And the year before it was virtual or something. And so like, it just, those kids didn't continue on. So I'm really excited for this year that the Explore kids get to actually experience the, I guess they're festivals now, right? It's called a festival?
Yes, festival, yes. Yeah.
Yes,
very nice. Yeah.
And it just kind of helps them. And I think presentation skills are huge. I'm actually an engineer in real life. And, presenting what you've done is really important because you can't make things happen unless you're able to present. So that's a huge part of it. And my son was one of the kids on the challenge team here. I've been making him present things since he was 4 years old, because he used to make Rube Goldbergs just for fun as a kid. And, I always would video him and have him just present it. Just tell me about it. There's no stress about it. Just tell me about what you did. And that's all you got to ask them is just say, just tell me about what you did. Just tell your parents about what you did, or, whatever. And if you can pair with a challenge team, that's really cool too, because it just kind of, it makes them more comfortable to see that these older kids are doing it. And then it also shows them what's next.
Yes, dude, they don't meet on the same day, right? They just have opportunity to visit the FL challenge team, right? Or you have the same.
Yeah, we're gonna up at the school and all on the same day. But yeah, no, normally we're not together.
I see. Yeah. So which event is your team going? Is it February 25th?
So February 25th is states. So I hope we are, but we might not. So we're going to February 4th, we're going to JHU APL, and there's 20 teams going and 2 go to states. So we had to be the best 2 of 20. So at the Challenge League, we are judged on our robot, on the robot game, right? The part that you guys just saw is only 1/4 of their score. And then they have their innovation project, which I showed you briefly. They have a robot design presentation, which they talk about, this is how we built our robot, this is how we did our code. And then they have a presentation on core values. And they're also judged on their core values the whole time. So the things that you guys can do as Explorer coaches is do the constant reminder of the core values while you're at Expo and during your lessons. But at the Expo, they should be practicing core values the entire time. And that helps them prepare them for the Challenge League too. Because it's really hard for kids. It really is. And that's kind of one of the big things for first. 1/4 of their score at the Challenge League is core values. So that's what we keep trying to practice in our sessions to try to get the kids prepared. So that's something to do at the Explore level as well. Just keep reminding them of the core values.
Awesome. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I don't know if other coaches have questions as well. during your training session, like your meeting session, is there anything that you think is very challenging and you want to share with the group? We try to like brainstorm together to see if we have some strategies to cope with. Just feel free to share, yeah. Coach Rina, which Explore Festival are you going?
April 29.
April 29th. Okay, so you are going to the event, on April 25th. Are you going there to UMBC to have to visit the team, if you could? Yeah.
Our team visited the Rockwell Science Center, and they really had a lot to talk about, especially the penguin robot. And they really enjoyed it. And they didn't remember the expo details when I asked, but they remembered everything about what robot did with the picking up cups and all. They enjoyed that event. But I made the team go, so the parents, it's a rookie team, so parents get to see what the event looks like and they get feel for it. So we did that. I do have one question. So in my team, there's one younger kid, he's 5, so he's not able to sign into the team, but he attends every session, and I feel discouraged if I don't let him be at the presentation. So is it okay if he just sticks around for the presentation?
How many members are there? You have already 16 members right now?
No, five plus that younger kid.
I think that should be okay, yeah. But you can sign him up as well, yeah.
Yeah, I told parents to sign up and see if he can sign up the younger one into FLL, but I wasn't sure because he's not 6 yet, he's 5. But he attends every class and pays it like he is into team. So I wasn't sure, but okay, good. So but including him, it's 6, so it should.
Good. As far as the mentors and the coaches think the kid is like mature and he can continue with the group, that should be okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'm glad that your team came on the January the 7th and your kids enjoy, watching the robotics, show. That's awesome. Yes. So glad to hear that. And any other comments, questions, anything else?
I think there was one in the chat. Someone said we need to invest more time to plan our meetings with the kids. So when I don't do this for challenge, but when I did Explore, I followed the sessions in the book, the team meeting book that the coaches get. And I just did those sessions to the T. Like we just followed exactly what they did. It was different when I was, it might be different this year too. I think they improved it this year, but we used to split up teams, like half the team would code and then half the team would do the build, and then we would swap the next session. But we just followed the 12 sessions in the team meeting book when we did it.
The 12th session is the guidance, yeah. In reality, might be a little bit tight, if kids are very young, they finish everything within 12 sessions. It's a big challenge, yeah. It's always coach and mentor's decision if you can split, the session, or you can just have kids to meet more often as just we have just mentioned, yeah. We need to spend more time. I feel like it's just like time goes by so quickly. Kids, make them sit down to listen hands-on, sort out things, and then to presentation. It's very quickly 1 hour, and sometimes, some teams they meet like more than 1 hour. It's very quick, yeah. Sometimes you might feel it's not very productive. Some coach contact me about some, kids' behavior issue, how to manage that. You feel like it's a lot of time. That's why Coach Cooper just mentioned some team building activities very important. And core values are also very important too. We need to keep reinforcing the core values that kids to learn how to work together as a team. That's all we really need to train kids at this age, yeah.
Yeah, we at our challenge team, we on Fridays, so our school has half days on Fridays. So we get out of school and we drive, everybody drives straight to my house, and they get there sometime between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, and they play Foursquare in my driveway until 2 o'clock. Our session starts at 2, but if you come early, you get to play Foursquare. And that's kind of part of our team building, is they just get to hang out and play with each other out in my front yard. And our Explore teams did the same. They would add an extra half hour to their sessions and build in that playtime, because they're still kids and they love it and they have a lot of fun just running around the yard and playing. And nowadays we don't do a lot of play dates, so the kids actually don't get to play kids outside very often. So it's just kind of like a fun time that they just get to do this. They just get to go and play outside with these kids that are around their same age, and that's part of our team building for sure.
Great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think that make kids happy, and that's the most important thing at this age. Yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, has someone just entered the Zoom? So, Coach Erin, right? You just joined us. Do you have any specific question?
No, sorry, not right now.
That's fine. We have recorded the session, so we'll send the recording to the teams later. Yeah, and we are very happy to have Coach Cooper here. She has shared her very decent experience, so I think that helps us a lot. Any other questions or comments here?
I'll just add that if anyone ends up being the transition from Explore to Challenge next year and they need a coach to talk to, they can always reach out to me, and we can talk about that transition. I had some kids who did it in 3rd grade. So if you're 9 by December 31st, you can transition in 3rd grade. But some 3rd graders aren't ready and some are. So it just really kind of depends on the kid, on who's ready to move from Explore to the Challenge League. But some kids, Explore is too easy. And then that's when you can tell, okay, now you're ready for the challenge level. And that first year of challenge is just learning gear. So you don't really go into it. But if anybody next year is looking at moving from Explore to Challenge, you feel free to reach out.
Nice. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. I think that's a very good information. And just to remind everyone that the next festival will happen and will take place on February 25th at the UMPC, and the schedule will be released to you after we visit the venue. So probably pretty soon. And one more event will be on April 29th. If any coach here that you have school-based teams and you are, running your event, meetings in the school, and you have several teams, just let us know. We might consider helping you to organizing, a festival in your school. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, we will just stop here. I want to thank Coach Cooper one more time to sacrifice your busy schedule, because she is supposed to coach her own team today, but she spent time with us to share her experience today. Yeah. And really glad to have everyone here. We hope that we can build a strong FL Explore community. So we know we will try to reach out to more kids when they are at this age. Instead of playing games, they can just play a Lego league. They can do a lot of team building activities. They can learn a lot of STEM projects. That's really good for the kids' future. Yeah. And thank you, everyone. And Dr. Yan, do you have any comments?
I just wanted to say that, we wanted to open our center. If your team wants to find some friends, get together, come to work on the Explore, just contact us, let us know what time is good for you. So you can bring your team when our team is here, then, they can get together to have fun. So
yeah,
we
and
wanted
also
to,
kind of a scrimmage. Yeah, we can say kind of scrimmage for the little kids as well. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And next event is February 25th. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. And visit our website if you need any information. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you. Bye bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you.